Well, hello and welcome to the show. We're talking about using your seat and legs to communicate with your horse. Creating control using your seat and legs. It's coming up right here on Discovering the Horseman Within.
Gonna take a ride on one true horse.
When I ride, I want to communicate with my horse using my whole body, not just my hands. In fact, I believe my hands are the most assertive tool I have. The bit is the most aggressive tool that I use. My spurs, sometimes people think they're aggressive, but worst case scenario, they're not that bad. A bit, worst case scenario, accidentally you can cut this horse's tongue up and then he can't eat. So to me, I want to use the bit as much as I need, but no more. And then I want to communicate to the horse with my seat and legs. So I start by using the bridle. I want to always ride with my eyes, and we're going to talk about this a good bit. But as I ride with my eyes, when I pick up on that rein, I want to think about 3 leg positions. First, right here at the front cinch, it moves the shoulders. Second, right here underneath of me, it moves the rib cage. Third, slightly behind me or at the cantle of the saddle, it moves the hindquarters. Each leg position is on both sides of the horse. Now you can put many cue spots inside of those leg positions, but for me those are just a basic, simple rule of thumb to follow. So when I start asking a horse to move off my legs, I want to start by making sure his nose is soft. And if their nose is soft, then all I've got to do is take my leg and put it at position 1 and hold it there and ask my horse to move away from that leg. As soon as that horse moves away, I release and come back to follow their nose. I release my leg, not the rein, until they're following their nose. Here's why. I cannot tell you how many times people will tell me, oh, I got my horse side passing, but now he won't turn anymore. That's because when they got him to move over, they were so excited they dropped the rein. So pretty soon he learned when you pick up on that rein, move over, but he forgot how to follow his nose. Keep your horse's withers connected to his nose. You do that very simply. Drive forward with your legs. Keep that horse's hindquarters up underneath of him. When he softens, you put that leg in position 1, move that horse's withers over. When they move over, take that leg off, follow his nose, release everything. Doing this, you're going to actually develop a horse that's listening to you. What I do on one side, I have to do on the other. So I put that leg in position 1 and move him over. Now, if you're like me, you have one side that works well and one side that's not so good. So you want to work on that right there, those shoulders. Pushing with my leg, pushing with my leg. She started to move over, and then she got kind of heavy in my hand, and now she's just saying no. There we go, right there. I release my leg, and then the rein. Let her off with my leg, let her know that pressure goes away, follow her feet, follow her nose, then the complete release. Soften her up. My foot in position 1. Moves those shoulders. If you notice from left to right with her, she struggles with this. So right there, as soon as she moves over, I release and come back. She tends to want to lean into position 1 on my left leg. So I don't get mad about it, but I also don't back off. I keep that spur there we go, until she quietly moves through. So I go back and try position 1 with my right leg. There she moves through nicely. Position 1 with my left leg. Now, let me show you a trap you can fall into. I see this happen frequently. I'm going to come right to the camera. Position 1 with my right leg. Look at my hands. Don't do this. Do you see what happened to my horse? As soon as my hands went over there, my body went out of position. I'm pulling her nose, it shuts off the movement in the front end, and she cannot make the step that I need her to make. I ruined what we're trying to do with her, okay? So keep yourself square, stay upright. Remember, you're communicating with your body to the horse. So if your body is slouched and slumpy and you're saying probably 3 or 4 things you didn't mean to say, you do not have to sit ramrod straight, but you do need to stay centered on your horse, okay? When I get my horse to where I feel like we're doing a pretty good job of moving off of position 1, then I'm ready to move to position 3. Well, I skipped 2. Yes, I did. I'll come back and pick 2 up. 3, I move back because it's easy to move the hindquarters. We start doing this on our colts, on our first rides, right? We pick up this rein, move my leg back to position 3. I look over my shoulder at their tail until the hind end steps around, and then I release it, okay? Ride forward. When I look over my shoulder at her tail, what it does is it twists my body, putting a cue into her spine, right? So now, I don't want to ride down the trail like this. So I need to start mimicking that seat position without the big twist in my body, okay? So I ride forward, slide my leg back to position 3, move my hip into her, and wait for that hindquarters to step over. Now, next piece. I don't want to ride down the trail with my horse looking behind me all the time. I actually want her to move her body controlled and balanced over the bit, centered right here, okay? So as I ride her forward, I'm going to work on position 3. I'm going to pick up on 2 reins. And I'm going to keep her balanced off of my outside rein. So I ride forward, soften her nose, put my leg to position 3, move my hip. When her tail moves around a little bit, ride forward. Get out of it. Would I like a full 360? Well, of course I would, right? But get what you can get. Focus on what you can do, not what you can't do. Ride over here. Soften that nose, switch that leg back to position 3. When you feel the momentum dying, get out of it. You can feel that impulsion going away. Pick the leg speed up and move forward. Soften that nose, leg at position 3. Right there, full 360, ride her out of it. Was it smooth and perfect? No, but it was sure a lot better than where we started a couple of minutes ago. The position 3 is so easy to teach. If you did a good job on position 1, and if you did a good job on your groundwork, then position 3 just kind of happens. All right, so I move that hindquarters around and end up with my horse soft in the bridle, keeping that nice turn on the forehand. From there, I'm ready to go back and work on position 2. Remember, when I've got one side going good, I need to work on the other side. Everything I do starts over. One of the mistakes that I see people make is that you get your horse working pretty nicely on position 3, let's say, on one side, and you forget that we're going to the other side. So if you look, my mare today is actually not locking her front down on this left-hand side. She wants to just walk. There we go. That's a little better. She's just trying to make a tight circle. She doesn't want to pivot around the front end on one rein. So I need to go back and rebuild that just exactly like I did from the other side. Walk forward, pick up on that. There we go. Once I have that pretty good, I'll walk forward to 2 reins. Ask her to move around. Good, that's enough. Ride out. Soften her nose. Move her around. Whoa, she wants to move that front end around, so use your leg to reinforce. There we go. So in that turn, things were ugly and terrible. I stayed with it until I got that last couple steps. When it gets bad, don't release. Remember, release is what teaches our horse. So when it gets bad, stay with it until it gets better. Don't give up and quit. Frequently, we give up and quit, and that's exactly where we run into problems. Much better. A little bit lacking in impulsion, but you know what? I have time and I can build over that as we work forward. There are lots of methods in the world. You're here to learn mine for the next 3 weeks. Well, you guys, welcome to the 3-week program. We are going to have so much fun over the next 3 weeks. You are going to have a life-changing experience. I hope you came ready to be tired, ready to be sore, ready to learn. We are going to work exceptionally hard, but we're going to have a ton of fun. I think one of the things that explains this program probably the best is wherever we go, we have fun. We have a good time. 97 to 98% of American horse enthusiasts do this for fun. That means 2% of us have the right to be grumpy because some people don't like their jobs. Right? No. That's what this is about. I want to send you guys home ready to start your own businesses, ready to increase your business, ready to just enjoy your horse in the backyard, but with a knowledge base that is unparalleled to anything you've ever had. That's our goal. Our goal is to take you from where you are to where you want to go. There are 13 of you here. You're all going to be at different levels. So from where you are to where you want to go is not the same for every single person. So you need to remember during the next 3 weeks, when you look up and you see somebody doing something really cool that you're not doing yet, you'll get there eventually. You're not there yet. Use that as motivation to move forward in your own program. When we're working on our leg positions, position 1 moves the shoulders, position 3 moves the hindquarters. Now I'm going to come back and I'm going to use 1 and 3, 1 and 3, and then I'm going to reach down and pick up position 2. When I pick up position 2, I've taught the horse's shoulders to move and I've taught the horse's hindquarters to move, and I've moved them together. Then I can come back and just put my leg in the middle and move everything sideways at once. This mare doesn't have a side pass. She didn't have any lateral movement when we started. That's how fast, if your horse is soft, you can make a change. We've got her moving her shoulders nicely, her hindquarters, she already had a basic idea. Now we're going to put those together and create a side pass. I like to work one side until I start to see some success. So I'm going to go back, position 1, move those shoulders. Position 3, move those hindquarters, walk out of it. I did that together, just a nice piece, just move your leg gently. Position 1, move the shoulders. Position 3, move the hindquarters. I'm losing momentum, so drive out of it, push her out. She's getting a little bit lazy on me, so I'm going to have to work to keep that movement up. Position 1, shoulders. Position 3, hindquarters. Right out of there. This is a nice little drill. It's kind of like a dance move. You're taking 2 steps at once. Right up here, move the shoulders. Position 3, move the hindquarters. Position 2, move the rib cage. Right there, 1 step over with her nose soft, releasing right out of it. That 1 step over with her nose soft is critical. Don't ask for what you can't get. You can't get 10 steps. Get 1 step with her nose soft, release and reward, and she'll build on it. So I ride her forward. Position 1, move her shoulders. Position 3, move her hindquarters. Position 1, move her shoulders. Position 2, right there, release. Now, your reins are critical. Remember, we're communicating with our seat and legs for sure. But your reins dial the number. So, your first rein, your direct rein, determines direction. Your second rein, indirect rein, determines depth of flexion, how deep her nose goes, and leg speed, how fast we go forward. So when I'm working on taking my horse to position 2 and moving her rib cage straight over, if I'm in position 1, right here, my horse's nose is soft, we're working through the shoulders, I move my leg back to position 2. If he's still leaking forward a little bit, I just pick up my second rein. If I pick my second rein up too much, we're going to go backwards. If I don't hold it at all, we're going to go forwards. Find that perfect balance right there, get those steps, release it. Let that horse out of there. Don't stay forever. You want to always have this horse excited for how fast you're going to release them and how much more they're going to get. There's position 1 on the other side. We'd already worked on that, right? Here's position 1 on the opposite side. Position 3. Outside rein creates that forward stop. walk forward, okay? When I go to position 3 and my horse is moving forward too much, I lift my outside rein. That creates the stop, gets the front end shut down, and the hind end moves around. I don't want my horse to fall flat on her front end. I just want her to stop going forward. Position 1, moves the shoulders. Position 2, moves the rib cage. She's got stuck right there. I barely get one step before the momentum completely dies. And I get one step, the chance to release and get out of there before the problem happens. Position 1, move the shoulders. Position 2, right here, move the ribs. Outside rein controls the balance. You want your horse balanced over the bit. Okay, you want that horse's hind end pushing up, his nose coming back nice and soft, and that balances him in the middle, and your body can redirect his movement. Position 1, shoulders. Position 3, hindquarters. Position 2. Right there, she's struggling. I stay with it, don't release her. Stay with it. Right there, good. So I used my leg and she said no, and you saw her pop up a little bit. Ride through that. Don't be afraid of it. Don't be afraid of your horse saying no. Horses are gonna say no now and then. Our job is to teach them how to say yes. Position 1, moves the shoulders. Position 2, takes the ribs straight sideways. Nice and soft, much prettier than last time. She moved out, so by riding through the no, the next time around is actually way prettier because she realizes the only place I'm gonna get a release is if I move forward and stay fluid. I hate to see a horse who loses its fluid movement. That's why you don't see me work these leg positions from a standstill on a green horse. I keep my horse moving, keep the momentum alive, come back, pick that up. This time, no 1 or 2, just straight to 3. Right there, nice. Moved over really pretty. Go back and pick up my left side, straight to 3. Really pretty. We haven't worked from a standstill yet. Come over here to my right side. Pick up position 3, right here. Really pretty. Let her out of it. Use my left leg. Position 2. Move her over. Really pretty, right there. Okay, now we're gonna try it from a standstill. I let the horse go flat. Then ask her to soften at a standstill. Soften her nose. Don't back her up. Soften that nose. Put that leg on her. Position 2. Move her over. This is the first time she's done that, and I'm gonna tell her good job. I'll let her walk out of it. She's accustomed to that, and right now it's not critical that she don't do it. Eventually, before she's seen in front of a judge, she may need to know how to start and stop, but for right now, let her be. Soften in her nose right here. Let her fall flat. Pick up on her. Soften her nose. Don't go backwards. There we go. There's my leg in the middle. Relax. There she actually stopped, which is perfect. Pick up on her. Soften her nose. This mare is intelligent. She's easy to work with. She wants to learn, right? I think what makes her want to learn the most is the release. She keeps getting a way out of pressure. Horses are just like you and I. They want to win the lottery. The way they win the lottery is when they get absolute peace and quiet and contentment. So right now, she gets that when I release, right? So what I've done in the last 20 minutes is I can pick up on her with my leg in position 1 and move her. I can put my leg to position 3 and move her. I can put my leg to position 2 and move her. I can put her body anywhere I want it. From here, it's simple. Every now and then someone tells me, oh, I think that stuff is just tricks. I don't think it applies to trail horses. Actually, it's control. It applies to every horse. As a young man and even younger, my dad used to tell me of all the character traits, Ken, one of the most important ones you can ever get, keep, and have the rest of your life is flexibility. Flexibility is the willingness to compromise or change as the situation requires. When we become brittle, there's not much you can do, right? When our attitude gets brittle, there's not much change to us. If you think about Play-Doh for a minute, remember when you were a kid in kindergarten? If you were like me, you left the lid off of your Play-Doh. When you came back the next day, it was hard and crusty and brittle. You couldn't do anything with it. The only way to save the Play-Doh was to pour water on it, put the lid on it, shake it up, and come back a day later. And at that point, your Play-Doh will have absorbed the moisture and become pliable again. Sometimes our hearts are the same way. Lots of times we become brittle and stale and we can't be moved. We lose that flexibility. And a lot of times without some real struggles, we do not readapt and become flexible again. I really believe that our attitudes, for the most part, are a choice we make. We choose what to do, and these character traits are something we choose. We aren't just born with them, we develop them. They're taught to us, we're trained in them, and then we hold on to those pieces. Being flexible is a choice that we make. We wake up in the morning and say, yes, today I will adjust, I will compromise as the situation requires. And then when the situation requires, we have to remember the commitment that we made that morning. I'm frequently reminded of the old saying, Lord, I've done well today and I've been polite and I've had a good attitude and I haven't gotten in any fights with anybody, but I'm about to get out of bed in a minute. Could you help me from then on? Right? It's a choice that we make. We have to make that choice in the morning and then carry it with us all day long. Keep it with us, make it a part of our heart and what we're doing all day long. Thank you so much for joining us and choosing to watch our show. This has been a major part of our family for the last 12 years, and we love being in your living room, love meeting you on the road, look forward to it, and until then, may God bless the trails you ride.
Find out more about Ken McNabb horsemanship at kenmcnabb.com.
That one true horse, the perfect partner built to ride. One true horse, a bond that cannot be denied. You would search forever just to have the chance to take a ride on one true horse.
That'll work.
That was really fun.
Although when you said Plato, I thought you were going to say Plato.
I know.
Thought, wow.
I'm thinking, wow.
Wasn't he Aristotle's little brother?